Okay, today we're going to do the uppercase cursive Z, as in zebra. I'm going to slant my paper. I'm sitting with my feet on the floor, flat. I'm going to slant my paper so that the corner of this paper points to the middle of my stomach, or my belt buckle, like I always say. And there's a tiny little change we're going to make in this, like we usually do. We're going to start with a fish. It starts with just right here at the top with no starting thing except for just to start with that little pale gray dot, but we're going to start with a fish. So we start at the headline, and then we make that little fish swimming down, go back up to the headline, make our little candy cane shape all the way to the baseline. Then we're going to go back up, and it goes up a little bit above the baseline, and then it bows its head and goes under curve to the basement floor. Hook, stop, think about where your belt buckle is, and excuse me. Don't think about where your belt buckle is. Think about where the baseline is, because we're going to cross at that point. And let's cross to the midline, pick up and stop. So it's just one continuous over curve from the basement floor to the midline, pick up and stop. Now, it is true, my Abigail is going to be doing it a little different. Hers is going to start with a fish. Hers is going to go like this with another fish. And that is how she's used to doing it. If any of you want to do it that way, you may. I don't know which way is easier, but I'm going to do some of each. So we start at the headline, fish, back up, come down like a candy cane to the baseline, go back up this way just a little bit above the line, then now that looks kind of like a paper clip shape. That's going to take some practice. Hook, stop, think about where you're going to cross over. It's going to cross over at the red line, and let's do it in one continuous curve motion. So ready? Curve. And I did that little bit crookedy right there. Okay, so we'll do one of the other kind. I think that kind's easier personally, but you just choose whichever works best with your hand and your artistic style. Don't make up a third one though. All right, so let's do the first one. Little fish here. Go back up. Pull down to your belt buckle. That's where the pull down is. Hook, stop. Think where you're going to make the crossover, and do it in one fluid motion of one curve to the midline and curve. That takes practice. Because remember on this one how I made it kind of strange looking? Put a sad face there. Don't like it. I like this one. I'm going to put a star. So here's the other kind. I find it to be easier. You practice and see which one you like better. This one or that one. Notice that theirs, I don't even like it, y'all, because it doesn't show a curve and a pull down. Their curve is not a pull down. So if you end up making these, then we're going to call that success. But I think these look prettier, and they look more like the rest of the cursive we're learning this year with pull downs and slant. All right, so you're going to do another row, practice both kinds or whichever kind you prefer, and then just decide which kind you like. So we're going to go down here to these words. This says Zambia, which is in Africa. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go like this and here. Bow its head because I'm going to make that A. Retrace, make that little flower petal shape. Don't stop like I did. Pull down straight as a ruler and over curve. Bow its head, pull down, push back up. Bow its head, pull down, push back up. Bow its head, pull down, and ready. Under curve all the way to the headline. Hook, stop. Think about where your belt buckle is or your left elbow. Pull down straight as a ruler to your baseline. And travel a little under curve to the midline. Swinging bridge. Pull down straight as a ruler. Travel a little under curve. Bow its head. Retrace. Make a flower petal. Think about where your belt buckle is. Pull down straight as a ruler. Under curve. Pick up. Dot your I and stop. All right, let's do this one. I'm going to go a little faster. I'm going to make the other kind of Z. Let's do several of these. I'll do that kind. That kind. Notice that when we make the Z, capital Z, connect to the vowel O, we do it with an over curve, bowing its head. When we make the capital Z connect to the vowel E, we do it with an under curve. All right, let's do Zoe uses a fork. Say it with me. Make sure you're saying it out loud as best you can. Period. Ta-da! Thank you.